Opposition leaders have criticized what they described as the government's excessive reception for U.S. President Donald Trump's arrival in Malaysia yesterday. Farhash is suing Rafizi for defamation over 2 videos the latter published on social media. Stay tuned for this and more on Kini News. Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin has slammed the government's lavish welcome for U.S. President Donald Trump in Malaysia. In a statement, he said the overly festive, cheerful, and symbolic welcome raises a major question. Is Malaysia now measuring its diplomatic dignity based on the status of guests rather than on principles of humanity? He said such a reception gives the impression that Malaysia is eager to celebrate the arrival of a figure who is openly colluded with the Zionist Israel regime in committing acts of genocide against the people of Gaza. He also slammed Anwar for dancing along with Trump, claiming that the Prime Minister's actions have hurt the hearts of Malaysians who sympathize with the Palestinians' plight. Muhyiddin stressed that welcoming such a figure with excessive enthusiasm is deeply shameful for Malaysia. Tasik Gelugor MP Wan Saiful Wan Jan also raised the matter in the Dewan Rakyat.
Bercakap mengenai kehadiran pemimpin asing, saya juga nak nyatakan bahawa sambutan yang kita bagi kepada mereka, terutama pemimpin-pemimpin yang kontroversial, janganlah keterlaluan. Satu dunia sedang mengecam Donald Trump sekarang ini kerana genosid yang dijalankan di Gaza. Tetapi Perdana Menteri kita menyambut beliau dengan bernari tergelik-gelik di tengah panas di lapangan terbang. Apa logiknya sambutan sebegini diberikan pada individu yang sedang dikecam oleh seluruh dunia? Apa faedah yang kita dapat apabila sambutan sebegini diberikan? Memalukan negara kita bagi saya.
Earlier, past Secretary General Taqiyuddin Hassan had also criticized the government's excessive reception. He said it is akin to pouring salt on the still bleeding wounds of Gazans. In a statement, Taqiyuddin highlighted how Malaysia's role as the ASEAN chair should not ignore the country's principles, which have consistently sought justice and freedom for Palestinians. He said this should not be our country's approach in any subsequent interactions with him. With this, he urged the government to prioritize the Palestinian cause in its official discussions with the U.S. He said Malaysia must stand and be accepted on the world stage not only as a developing, competitive, democratic, and dignified nation, but also as the moral voice of the Islamic world and the global South that firmly defends the sovereignty, justice, human rights, and independence of all. He added that past beliefs that Trump's presence at the ASEAN summit should be viewed within the framework of our country's economic, diplomatic, and geostrategic relations. Taqiyuddin stressed that it shouldn't disregard Malaysia's stance on the cause for justice, sovereignty, and freedom, especially those involving the Palestinian people. From now on, you can also listen to Kini News on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. Back to Bersatu, Indra Mahkota MP Saifuddin Abdullah has called for its president Muhyiddin Yassin to step down and make way for new leadership. Saifuddin said this in a statement that was also signed by the Bersatu division leaders for Pasir Salak, Puchong, Dungun, Jasin and Selayang. The group also called for Bersatu's Secretary General Azmin Ali to be relieved from his post to rid the party of moral problems which impact its reputation and to restore its image and integrity. They added that Bersatu Information Chief Tun Faisal Ismail Aziz should also be replaced. Previously, Tasik Gelugor MP Wan Saiful Wan Jan and Machang MP Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal had also called for Muhyiddin to step down. Wan Saiful was axed from Bersatu last week while Wan Faisal was suspended. Pakatan Harapan lawmakers repeatedly questioned Tasik Gelugor MP Wan Saiful Wan Jan about Bersatu in the Dewan Rakyat this morning. This was following his expulsion from the party on October 14th. While he was debating the supply bill, he was interrupted by Jelutong MP Arsen Raya regarding his criticisms towards the Communications Ministry for clamping down on free speech. He was also interrupted by Kota Melaka MP Ku Pui Tiong and asked about his expulsion from Bersatu.
Setuju dengan saya bahawa kebebasan itu ada. Kemarin demonstrasi dibenarkan oleh kerajaan. Demonstrasi menentang Trump. Berbanding dengan parti Bersatu sendiri.
Okey, lah tu dah.
Kan?
Okay.
Terima kasih. Di dalam parti Bersatu tidak ada kebebasan bersuara.
Terima kasih atas pandangan yang diberikan.
Setuju dengan saya tak? Kerajaan memberi kebebasan.
Saya bercakap mengenai pembaikan yang perlu dilakukan.
Di sebelah Bersatu bila bersuara dipecat
dan
terus.
Apa yang kurang perlu diperbetulkan.
Peraturan nak tanya sebab
peraturan bersyarat mana?
Kelas 2/1 Bukit Tasik Gelugor seperti yang kita maklum telah dipecat oleh parti dia. Jadi kenapa dia masih duduk di blok tempat yang sama? Dia sekarang bebas ke dia masih dalam pembangkang ke macam mana?
Yang betul dalam parti kita ada peraturan membolehkan rayuan dijalankan sehingga tamat tempoh rayuan itu.
Masih lagi nak kekal dalam Bersatu.
Jadi
Masih nak kekal dalam Bersatu.
kalau nak,
Ahli-ahli yang berhormat.
kalau nak kursus mengenai perlembagaan Bersatu saya boleh bagi, saya pun tahu juga.
Dekat luar Pak.
Yang
Tentang
berhormat.
pagun. Dalam masih lagi nak bersatu dengan Bersatu.
Farhash Wafa Salvador Riza Mubarak has filed a defamation suit against Pandan MP Rafizi Ramli. The case centers on 2 videos Rafizi posted on his social media platforms. According to court documents, the lawsuit was filed on October 10th. The first video was published by Rafizi on July 25th was about claims he was involved in a Sabah mining scandal. The second video published on August 20th was on the syringe attack on his son. Farhash claims Rafizi defamed him in those videos and said the former economy minister ignored his demand for an apology over them. He is now seeking 10 million ringgit in general damages along with aggravated, exemplary and punitive damages as well as legal costs. Among others, he claimed that Rafizi's allegations damaged his reputation and trustworthiness. Farhash added that Rafizi's remarks could undermine trust, confidence and investor perception in the publicly listed companies he is involved with. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. Former Chief Justice Raus Sharif has been appointed to lead an independent committee to investigate issues involving 7 heritage players. This is over allegations of falsified documents linked to their Malaysian ancestry. In a statement, the Football Association of Malaysia expressed hope that Raus and the other committee members will conduct a thorough and comprehensive investigation. FAM said Raus will select the other committee members, reiterating that no individuals from the Football Association will be involved in the committee. This is to ensure the investigation is carried out fairly, transparently and professionally. On September 26th, FIFA fined FAM and the 7 heritage players for allegedly falsifying documents that prove their familial links to Malaysia. The athletes have also been suspended from any football-related activities. FIFA found that the grandparents of the 7 players were not of Malaysian origin, contrary to claims made by Malaysian sports authorities. FIFA is expected to deliver its decision on FAM's appeal on October 30th. The government previously announced that the cabinet decided to maintain existing rules allowing alcoholic beverages to be served in Chinese school halls when rented for events that do not involve students. We conducted a poll on Friday to gauge public opinion. Here's what we found. 70% said it's a good decision and that the long-standing tradition should be preserved. 20% said it's disappointing and that schools should remain alcohol-free. Meanwhile, 9% suggested a middle ground that respects tradition while maintaining a suitable environment. What are your thoughts on this? Share your views in the comment section below. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.